Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Court Cutting TV, Bluford's Tax Preparation, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, Casa Samtonieta India Lapa, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, John Boutique Hotel and Co-work, Montzon Brewing Company, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines. Here we are, ready to embrace the weekend. It is Saturday, August 23rd, and it's a pleasure to see you this morning. It is a pleasure to embrace the weekend, and it is a pleasure to be with you even when my mouse has decided to run out of batteries. Maybe, it's giving me another little, okay, it's not completely dead, which is great. My mouse is, well, I thought I would have to get up in the middle of the broadcast, although I can always use the never mind my problems. It's not about my problems. It's about connecting with the good stuff. And this morning, there's a lot of good stuff to connect with. So we're going to get started as usual. But first, if you have an important comment, please let us know by adding a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment. And if you're watching live for the first time, just let us know by adding a capital letter N, and we'll give you a nice little cheerful welcome to the cluster. Let's dive into the news. And we start with the International Mariachi and Charrería Summit, the 32nd edition of this festival, which is one of Mexico's most iconic cultural events, is around the corner. It is recognized worldwide as a space that pays tribute to two of our country's most profound and representative traditions, Mariachi and Charrería. This gathering has been held for 3 decades in Guadalajara, bringing together thousands of visitors who seek to immerse themselves in the music, culture, and soul of Mexico at its finest. The festival will be held from August 27th to September 7th. And activities not only take place in Guadalajara, they also include 8 municipalities in Jalisco, even some of the pueblos mágicos. And you may be wondering, why are we leading with something that is taking place in Guadalajara? Well, because there will be a free mariachi concert here in Puerto Vallarta. The concert will be presented at the Los Arcos Amphitheater on Friday, August 29th at 7 p.m. with the participation of one of the best mariachi bands. They have not announced which one, but let me tell you why this is important. If you've attended one of my music appreciation presentations on Mexican music, you already know the answer. But for the rest of us, for better or for worse, the only place where we come across mariachi music is at restaurants or small ensembles on the beach or things like that. But mariachi music deserves a place on the stage, and it deserves undivided attention. You have not truly experienced mariachi music until you've seen them on a stage with undivided attention. So what a better way to do it here in Puerto Vallarta for free at this concert that will take place at Los Arcos. Bring a cushion for your butt. I always do whenever I sit there because it's not all that comfortable. But hey, it's free. It's a week from yesterday at 7 p.m. if it doesn't rain. So, well, it hasn't rained. So what am I worrying about? Let's go to this. I want to go. If anybody wants to join me, let me know. We'll just hang out and eat esquites and enjoy ourselves. Now, that was that. This is happening this afternoon. If you're anywhere close to La Lija or El Pitillal, the Local Parkour Challenge Vallarta is a free event that will bring together the best local exponents of this urban discipline. And this get together will take place at La Lija at 5 p.m. today. The event will feature athletes who will showcase their skill in two exciting competitions: freestyle, where creativity, style, and spectacular movements will be key, and speed, where competitors will test their speed and precision to the max. This is fun to watch. So if you are in the PTL area and you want to check this out, there you go. And last but not least, I have a bit of an eye roller. What's with the United States Drug Enforcement Agency? Well, what's with the United States government in general? I mean, it's okay when things are working or not working over the border. But this vision of the DEA to stick their nose in other countries' business is a little irritating, even for President Claudia Sheinbaum, who has once again flatly denied that her administration would allow the United States government and the Drug Enforcement Administration to carry out a bombing campaign to combat and neutralize drug cartels in Mexico. Why is she having to do this again? Well, because the DEA keeps posting things on their X account and other social media accounts that they have, giving the impression that we are collaborating on some kind of intervention. They've done it in Venezuela. They're parked their boats like on the ocean as a sign of power. And Venezuela has also reacted in kind. President Sheinbaum, for better or worse, gets all these questions from reporters, and she will not have it. We will not have it. Can you imagine the United States bombing in Mexico to combat drug cartel? I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going unscripted for a second. You tell me what you think about this. Imagine a world in which there's no cartel activity in the United States. There are no drugs to be had. Now, is the United States doing anything to combat drug addiction? Remember, it is the people that rely on the drugs that keep the market going. So if there were no drugs coming from Mexico to the United States tomorrow, would that also get rid of the withdrawal symptoms that people that depend on these drugs would feel? Wouldn't it be nice if the United States, stops meddling in other countries' businesses, but wouldn't it be nice if the United States put in place programs, social programs, to help people deal with drug addiction? When was the last time that you saw a headline about such programs? And I'm sorry to go into other territory. This is not typical of Coffee and Headlines. This is not what we're here for. But it does get tiresome when you keep seeing these headlines over and over again. Maybe we could use some wellness. Take a look at this.
I'm standing outside the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work in Colonia Emiliano Zapata, the venue for the very first Feel Good Vallarta event on October 11th. The event's goal is to strengthen connections between Puerto Vallarta's English-speaking community and the wide variety of health and wellness-related resources available in our city, and it's completely free to attend. I'm organizing this event together with my friend and community partner Stan Wagner of Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback. Feel Good Vallarta will take place on the second floor. You can simply walk upstairs, but it never hurts to check in at the front desk and say hello. The friendly staff will point you in the right direction. Don't forget the hotel's own Cafe Rio will be open during the event, offering tasty light fare and refreshments. This is the atrium where 12 exhibitors will be available for you to stop by and interact with them. If you're looking for a more private setting, the hotel's offices will be available for one-on-one consultations. And finally, our mini seminars will take place in the event center. For updates, be sure to visit our website, www.feelgoodvallarta.com, where you can also join our mailing list. And if you'd like to participate as an exhibitor or guest speaker, you'll find all the details and the registration form there as well. So mark your calendar, October 11th from 12 to 3 p.m., Feel Good Vallarta at the Joint. We can't wait to see you.
And how's that for a segue? It's raining, it's pouring, the old man has fallen, and he can't get up. That sounds like my story. That's what Snarky Weatherman has to say this morning. It is 28 degrees right now. Humidity is at 73%. And our weather forecast tells us that we are going to have rain in the morning. I don't think so. It's freaking sunny out there. But rain in the morning, thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 51%, a high of 31, a low of 24. Then tomorrow, Sunday, scattered thunderstorms are possible throughout the day. Chance of rain of 72%. Oh, please make it so. A high of 31 and a low of 24. And then on Monday, mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon. A chance of rain of 80%. A high of 31 and a low of 24. Moving right along, let's come back to me. Da, 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 da. I have more things to tell you about that will make you feel excited, of course. Day of the Dead is coming back sooner than you think. It is always a time that gets a lot of Mexican nationals and a lot of Day of the Dead fans excited. We will have a special Day of the Dead presentation like we did last year and the day before. But first, of course, we're going to have our Viva Mexico presentation, which I'm going to tell you about in a second. But what I'm getting at is there are two great events in Guadalajara, or two great happenings. Number one, Guadalajara creates this mercado, this outdoor market that is exclusively to buy chingaderas related to Day of the Dead. We've been before, and it is absolutely awesome. I don't know. I have not seen the dates for that just yet. But the other event that happens in Guadalajara that is a must for Day of the Dead junkies is Calaverlandia. Calaverlandia is a theme park, the only theme park in the world dedicated to this Mexican celebration. This is going to be the 6th edition. It will open on October 22nd, and it usually stays open until way after Day of the Dead. It features immersive experiences that fuses art, culture, and technology. It takes place at Avila Camacho Park across from Plaza Patria. And if you find yourselves in Guadalajara anytime after October 22nd and for the next month or so, it is a really great opportunity to get all Day of the Deadish, I suppose. I don't know. I just made up that word. Moving right along. Oh my God, this is another Guadalajara. First of all, if you haven't tried Mazapán, just go to the nearest OXXO and buy one. Mazapán is this delicious peanut-based candy made by a company in Guadalajara called Dulces de la Rosa. And it's one of my favorite desserts and candies. And now they have announced, along with the Jaime Enrique Michel Foundation, the Mazapán Parade. And this will be an art festival that will showcase 15 sculptures made in the form of the traditional Mexican sweet. Now, I'm not sure if the sculptures will be actually made of Mazapán, which is actually rather fragile, or what, but the pieces will be created by visual artists and placed in public spaces in various cities across Mexico, starting in Guadalajara. And this is going to happen during the 2026 World Cup. The goal is to redefine Mazapán as a cultural and artistic icon beyond its culinary significance. Well, I can tell you this, Siam PV is closing tomorrow for a few weeks. But if you go to Siam PV today or tomorrow, I cannot recommend it enough. Try the Mazapán Martini. You will die and come back to the living on the spot. They are habit forming. You should drink them for dessert. I always have one when I sit down, and I always have one when I'm done with my meal. They're absolutely heavenly. What else do we have? Oh, yes, yes, yes. We talked about this before. So this Mexican American designer, Willy Chavarria, created these fabulous sandals for Adidas. The sandals were based on a Oaxaca indigenous style. He plagiarized the style without permission and without consulting with the indigenous communities. Indigenous, not indigenal. I just made that up. Anyhow, the designer has now apologized. So he apologized. Adidas apologized, and I am sure they will find a way to work with the indigenous community so that they don't have to throw in the garbage all these very expensive sandals that they have already made. I'd be curious to just find out what the price of them is going to be. And last but not least, because it's coming and because I'm excited and because it's going to be new and improved and because it's going to be awesome, have a look at this.
Every September, Mexico comes alive with the sounds of independence. And this year, you're invited to experience it like never before. On Thursday, September 11th at 5 p.m. at The Joint, music storyteller Paco Ojeda returns with his sold-out favorite, Viva Mexico. This is not just a history talk, it's a journey through songs, stories, and traditions that define who we are. From the cry of Viva Mexico to the powerful notes of Huapango, from Cielito Lindo to mariachi, cuisine, crafts, and even the proper way to honor our national flag. It's the ideal way for English-speaking locals and visitors to deepen their understanding of our culture, especially during Mexico's most patriotic celebration. We'll uncover the events that lit the spark of independence, the voices that carried it forward, and the music that keeps it alive today. It's entertaining, it's enlightening, and it always sells out. So if you love Mexico, its history, its music, its soul, this is one evening you don't want to miss. Viva Mexico, Thursday, September 11th, 5 o'clock at the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work. Tickets are 300 pesos per person, available at the hotel's reception desk. Purchase yours before they sell out.
Okay, and of course, because you saw the Feel Good Vallarta promo video, you saw where my music appreciation presentations take place. It is in that event center. There's only room for about 33, 34 seats. So this is a really fun presentation. Get your tickets in advance because it always sells out. The Day of the Dead presentation also always sells out. And that makes me very happy. It makes my budget very happy. But more importantly, it makes me very happy because of the connections that we try to strengthen with important Mexican traditions. Okay, enough of throat business. Let's look at your comments. Many good mornings today. Thank you so very much. Oh, what a great idea. We go on YouTube to watch mariachi on Sunday morning and watch on TV always starts the day positive. That is so wonderful. I tell you, watching a mariachi concert in a concert stage. I mean, the amphitheater at Los Arcos is lovely. It's outdoors. But when you go to a theater and you watch mariachi, and mariachi is the center of attention. It is just absolutely beautiful. Look over there. Anything to distract from the Epstein scandal, you think? And then Clemmy, God bless you, Clemmy. You just wrote a big no. And I have no idea what that was about. As you know, I don't read your comments, or your comments don't appear on my screen in sync with what comes out of my mouth. So I have no idea what that no was about. But no, I know. And look at all your USA comments. Again, I don't like to bring up all the shit that's going on up there, because while I know it's important to know about it, it's not our focus. Or I try not to make it our focus. I try to focus on just exploring and loving our surrounding down here. But let's take a quick look at some of these. The USA already cut all the programs for the citizens. This is Trump trying to prove how strong he is, you think, and showing that all of the countries will let him. If Americans didn't use drugs, there would be no cartels. Good point. That's what we're trying to say. Linda says the United States needs to mind their own business. Imagine how would they react if Mexico sent troops to their country. Imagine how they would react if we sent all those beach banda players that Americans hate so much. That is evil. That is evil. For every foreigner, because it could be people from other countries, for every foreigner that complains about banda music being played out loud on the beach, which is very traditional down here, by the way, we should send a banda band up north of the border just to delight everybody there. Not to worry, says Susan. The news is necessary, and we all need to know what's really going on, affecting all of us. Thank you, Paco, for bringing it to our attention. It is my pleasure, Susan, but let me clarify this, and maybe you could give me some feedback. I'm running on the idea that you get your world news and your other news and your, whatever news are important to you from other sources, and you get your Puerto Vallarta and Mexico news from here. This is why we don't really go talking about things that happen anywhere else. But if from time to time you would like me to do that, as sometimes we do, just let me know. At the end of the day, you are the boss of Coffee and Headlines, and I take your cues very seriously when it comes to the content that we share here for you to enjoy. Logan says, the last time I saw a headline about such programs was earlier this year when we learned Doggy was cutting them all in order to provide billionaires with an even larger, completely unnecessary tax cut. Yes, I went there. Well, if you want to go to Doggy, that's entirely up to you. And before you tell me that that's not how to pronounce it and that I should say Dodge or whatever, it's Doggy. D-O-G-E, Doggy. But back to more lovely things. When I lived in Ajijic, says Betsy, we attended the Mariachi Festival in Guadalajara. It was brilliant. We stayed at the Hotel Francés near the major venue, and many of the mariachi bands stayed there as well. They provided free concerts each night inside the hotel. That must have been so much fun. Like Paco, I highly recommend hearing these concerts. Thank you for that, Betsy. And I hope you're recovering. I'm sending you good Mazapán loving vibes. There you go. Happy Saturday back to you, Tim Beford. It's a pleasure to see you. I saw some of your other comments, and I'm going to talk about those in a second. Let's see. Just booked our tickets and hotel in Mexico City to see the Day of the Dead events and parades. Can't wait. That parade is amazing. I've never seen it, but I've heard great reviews of it. And of course, we know the story behind the Day of the Dead parade in Mexico City. If you don't know the story, wait for my Day of the Dead presentation, which is coming up. I don't know. I haven't booked it. Note to self, call the Joint Boutique Hotel and Co-work and schedule events for October and November. Let's see. Oh, Clemmy is a fan. Day of the Dead. Yes, I'm a big fan. The city is more colorful and beautiful. Absolutely. Now, this comment, I need to start booking my trips to coincide with Mexico holidays. Highly recommended. Highly recommend. This is why through the years, you know what is important to me. You know, I love my concerts. I love my opera. I love my museums. I love my art exhibitions when they're available. So that's why I keep my eyes open for what's going on in Guadalajara, which is really the easiest city for me to get my city vibe needs charged. So yes, I highly recommend that you do that. And if I can be of help in that regard, do let me know. Leslie says, I love banda music. I love some banda music. There are some great banda ensembles that do amazing stuff. There are a lot of people that are not so good, but I suppose that applies to any kind of music. Let's see what else. Oh, that is just brilliant. Michael says, just put huge speakers on the borders with banda and mariachi music 24 hours a day. Oh my goodness, you are evil in the best possible way, and I think you are ready for a vacation, my dear friend and community partner. Michael, I hope you will have a chance to charge your batteries while you're away. And for the rest of us, again, if you don't want to go through Cyan PV or Bravo's withdrawal, go and have a meal today or tomorrow, because otherwise you'll have to wait for a few weeks. And this brings us to the end of today's broadcast. As always, I thank you so much for connecting with me and for enjoying the connections that we put on the table for you to take with you wherever you go. If you find a bunch of connections that you like, it's no different than when you go to Costco and there's a person feeding you samples of this, that, and the other. If you enjoy the samples, don't just eat them. Go pick a package, a product, or whatever the sample is about, and support Costco. If you enjoy the content here, you know where to go, you know what to do. You can also always spread the word, which is much appreciated. And that's what I have. I'm going to go enjoy my weekend. I hope you do the same. And I'll see you back here on Monday morning for more coffee, more headlines, and more stories. Have a great weekend.